What's going on? I'm going to be going over my green-blue one-year war deck that got me first place at locals. I managed to take first place at locals. It was only a 2-round tournament, but I also took this to a new type challenge event and went 3-1 with it, so I know it works pretty well. So we'll start off with the lowest levels. For the level 1s, I'm just playing 2 DOP. So DOP, it is 1 cost, and then deploy, look at the top card of your deck, return to the top or the bottom, and it is a 1/1. So it's really just there to try to get it if you're forced to go first. Usually you kind of want to go second with this deck because, like I said, DOP's your only turn 1 play. And it lets you kind of cycle through the deck because usually if it's a unit, you're trying to put it to the bottom if you are trying to find a pilot, which is this deck's biggest weakness. And then on to the level 2s, we have 4 Zaku 2. It's just a 1 cost 2/2 body. Just a cheap unit to swing into shields with super early. Same with this one. This is Zaku 2 from the structure deck. So this is a 1 cost. It is 1/2, but then on attack it gets +2 AP during this turn. So it is able to swing into the EX bases and clear it with just 1 attack. So usually you want to open with this, get it on the board as soon as possible. For our next level 2, we have 4 Gun Tank. Gun Tank is 1 cost, 1/2, and then deploy, choose one arrested enemy unit and deal 1 damage to it. So usually your opponent's going to be trading into you, so they're going to have damage on them. So this usually just finishes them off, and then it's just a body to swing into shields. Last level 2 Gym. This is a 1 cost, 2/2 body, same as the Zaku 2 there. Same reasoning, just swinging into shields with a low cost unit. Now on to the level 3s, we have 4 Char's Zaku 2 from the set GD01. The 2 cost, during pair destroyed, you deploy 1 rested Char Zaku 2 token unit that is a 3/1, and then his stats are 3/2. So combined with Char's, just swings in and clears bases, and they can't really do anything about it. And then we have 4 of the Char Zaku 2 from the structure deck. Level 3 cost 2, 3/2 stats, and then when destroyed, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal 1 Xeon, Neo Xeon unit card among them, add it to your hand. Return the remaining cards randomly to the bottom of your deck. So both of these are just units that replace themselves, so you're able to keep your momentum up. You really want to keep the momentum up until you're able to win, because if you sputter out, you really can't do anything. If they're able to build a board up that you can't get past, you kind of just lose. And then next level 3, we have 2 Goof. Goof is a 3 cost. On deploy, deploy 1 rested 1/1 Zaku 2 unit token, and then it is 3/2 for its stats. It's just another body that spawns another body. You're just spamming the board. That's the goal. You want to clear their shields before they're really able to play anything out and get a base up there. And the last level 3, 2 G-Fighter. G-Fighter costs 2, 3/2 stats, and then deploy, choose 1 white base team unit. It gains high maneuver this turn. So really, this is the same thing as the Char. You're just playing this out, giving usually itself high maneuver, linking it with the Amuro, and then swinging through a base or swinging for the game. And then for our level 4s, I'm playing 3 Gundam from the starter deck. Cost 3, repair 2, and then during pair, all your units get +1 AP. Links with Amuro Array and has 3/4. So this one just lets your guys get even beefier so that you're able to get through bases if they do end up getting on the board. And then when you link it with Amuro, you're able to rest something so you can kind of go around the blockers. Our last unit is 4 Char's Gelgoog. So it is a 4 cost, and then activate main, discard 1 Xeon or Neo Xeon unit. If a pilot is not paired with this unit, choose 1 new type pilot that is level 3 or lower in your trash and pair it with this unit. So it gets your char out of your trash. So really you're kind of pairing your char with whatever. Usually if you can, you want to link them with the Zaku 2s, preferably this one, because then you're able to swing through with high maneuver. And then if they deal with this, you get a unit out of it. But it's always good to just kind of throw them on here because you're able to recycle it with the Char's Gelgoog. And onto the pilots, we're playing 4 Char Aznabal. He is a 1 cost, level 3. First, add this card to your hand, gives +1/+1, and then on attack during this turn, this unit gets +1 AP. If it's a link unit, it gains high maneuver. So both your Char's Zaku's and the Char Gelgoog get high maneuver, so you're able to just go around the blockers. And then our next pilot, Amuro Ray, level 4, 1 cost, burst add to your hand, gives +2/+1. Then when paired, choose 1 enemy unit with 5 or less HP and rest it. Like I said, it's usually just resting blockers to either get rid of them with the Gundam and then repair up, or just to go around them completely. And then for the commands, I have 2 Show of Resolve. Really, this is just your last stand. If you completely run out of gas, you can play this out, draw 2 cards, and then hope it gets you there. And then we have 2 Siege Ploy. Siege Ploy is a level 3, 1 cost, and then burst, activate this card's main. Then main action, choose 1 enemy unit with 5 or less HP and rest it. It's basically just another copy of Amuro, so you can either get around blockers, or you can just rest one of their units to not die when they're attacking into you. And then lastly, for the bases, I have 2 Fall Mail and 2 Corsica base. Fall Mail, level 3, 2 cost. First, deploy this card. Deploy, add 1 of your shields to your hand. Then if it's your turn, deploy 1 rested Char Zaku 2 token, which is a 3/1. It's just another body, and then it is a base, so it kind of helps you to not die. And then 2 Corsica base, which is a 3 cost. Same thing with the burst. Deploy, add 1 of your shields to your hand. Then if it's your turn, deploy 1 Talgis for 2 unit token. If it's your turn and a card with Corsica base in its name is in your trash, deploy 2 1/1 Leo tokens instead. So the first deploy, you get a 4/2 body, and then the second deploy, you get 2 1/1s. So it just enables you spamming the board with more bodies. And the 4/2 is pretty good because then you're able to get through some bases. My round 1 in this tournament, like I said, it was only 2 rounds. Round 1 was against a red-green Xeon aggro, and that one I was able to just go faster. I saw the Dops turn 1, and then pretty much all the Zaku 2s, and then eventually into the Char Zaku 2, and just kind of cleared his shields out super quick. And then round 2 was against a blue Federation aggro deck, and that one was super close. We were both down to 0 shields, and I was just able to draw into the final bodies to kill him, and he didn't have any bases in the last 3 shields, so that was pretty lucky for me, otherwise I would have lost. And for my new type event, round 1 I played against blue-eye blockers. That one I basically didn't get to see his deck. We were done in 2 minutes. I drew the best hand possible, I think. Zaku 2 with Dop, and then another Zaku 2 into GM and into Char's Zaku. So I just swung through all his shields, and for a game, like I said, under 5 minutes. Round 2 was a little longer. It was against green-white wing. So they were able to put a couple blockers up, but I mostly just went around them with the Char Zaku 2 and the Char. And they were forced to deal with my bodies, and it just kind of went down to me getting enough to replenish my board and swing through the shields quick enough. Round 3 was against another green-white wing. That one I also just kind of got the optimal hand where I just blew through the shields too quick for him to be able to do anything. I think it was turn 4 or 5. And then round 4, I was undefeated, got paired down, and it was against a blue-white blocker deck. I got him down to 1 shield like turn 3, and then he managed to get blockers out, and I only had like small units, so I had the Dop, and then I had the Goof with his token, and just really was not able to get that last shield. And then later on, he managed to get a base out. It really went to like turn 11, where I was just sitting there with Char's Gelgug in my hand and had literally 0 chars. There were 2 in my shields when he killed me, and then 2 at the bottom of my deck. So I just basically lost because I couldn't see Char. That is the problem of this deck. If you don't see the pilots, you don't win. Unless you are able to go fast enough. There's a chance, but the pilots are very important, and it just kind of sucks that you don't get to see them. There's no search for them. Might bump DOP up to 4 just so you're able to cycle the units to the bottom of your deck if you don't see the Char quick enough. But that was my 1 Year War green-blue aggro deck. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like. Thanks for watching.